everyone, it's Miss Deans here. This is our Mission to Mars project, and I'm going to take you through the tasks that are going to lead up to you making your persuasive poster. There is one more video after this one, so you're about 3/4 of the way through. So here we've got some information about persuasive posters. So it tells us that persuasive posters have been used throughout history to influence people. When you were further down the school, in 2nd or 3rd year, you might remember looking at persuasive posters. During the First World War, for example, posters were used to encourage soldiers to join up, and there were lots of posters used in the Second World War as well to encourage people to do all kinds of things for the war effort. You might want to look some of these posters up to give yourself ideas. They tend to have striking images. That means images that really stand out and get your attention. And they often have short messages to help make them more memorable. The messages are usually short because people, when they look at a poster, are probably going past it fairly quickly and they're not going to stop and read a whole paragraph of text. Now, a short message might sound easier, but it means you'll have to think very carefully about exactly what to say to really make an impact on the person looking at your poster. So a really strong, powerful message is going to be what's needed. They can also contain a bit more text, or sometimes they can contain just words in order to help persuade people to do something, for example, move to another country. So most of the time they're going to contain a mixture of words and pictures. And you're going to have to think carefully about what words and pictures you're going to use in your poster to help persuade people to move to Mars. Now, the first thing that I want you to do is to follow the link here to this website, and that is going to take you to the BBC Bitesize website, where there is some information about persuasive language. I will include the link to this website underneath the video that I post as well. If you follow the link, you should find that you're on a page that looks just like this, and it says Analysing Persuasive Texts at the top. Now, if you scroll down, there are going to be information about different types of persuasion and different types of persuasive text, and all you need to do is read through all the information that's there and then complete the test at the end. And when you get to the end, if you find that you had a bit of difficulty with the test, you might want to go back and look at some of the information again. If you get through that all first time, that's brilliant and you can carry on. If you go through that website and you're not sure about anything, if there's anything that you find confusing, just send me a message on Edmodo and I'll happily go through it with you. Once you've done this, you should be ready to move on to actually create your poster. So let's have a little look at what you need to do. Your task is to design a series of promotional posters that will help to convince young people to move to the Red Planet. It says a series of posters, but you're just making one. Your poster must use persuasive language. You should have learned plenty about that from the task that you just did. Contain information about space travel and the conditions on Mars. Contain information about the type of workers that will be needed on Mars. And have at least one picture and a mission patch. Now, you should have quite a lot of that information already from the tasks that you've already completed. Something that you might not know about is your mission patch. So let me explain. So here are some examples of mission patches. Have a good look. Every mission that NASA launches has its own mission patch. The patch identifies the members of each mission, and it's a badge of honour for the astronauts. So it's something that astronauts take a lot of pride in. If you can imagine that being picked for the space programme and taking part in that is something that would make you very, very proud. And your patch is almost like a medal that shows your pride in it. If you look at these different medals, if you look at these different patches, you'll see that they have the name of the programme. You'll see that they have the name of some of the astronauts on them. You're not going to know the name of the people who are signing up for your mission because this is fictional, but you can always make up some names to include. You'll have to think about what kind of picture you want as well. You'll notice that they're all different shapes, so you'll maybe want to have a think about what shape would be the best for your patch. So try and be inventive. You might be able to find even more examples of mission patches online if you have a look. So before you go on and do the rest of your poster, you need to design your own patch. It should be clear that it is a mission for Mars, so have a little think about that. Mars is a red planet, so you might want to include something red, or you might want to make it round. You might not. Have a think. Have the name of the spaceship people will travel on, so you will have to have decided the name of the spaceship, and that will need to be on your patch. And it has to be small enough to fit onto your A3 poster. Now it says an A3 poster here. If you've got A3 paper in the house, that's fine. You can do it physically on an A3 bit of paper, and that's the size you should use. If you don't, you might want to do an electronic version. Okay, but the patch should fit onto your poster. So before you actually start making your poster, you'll want to plan it out first. You should do this on a smaller piece of paper, probably an A4 piece of paper. And this is just going to be a rough plan. So if you're including pictures, then they can just be kind of rough diagrams or sort of stick figures. Your poster can be horizontal or vertical. That's portrait or landscape. It's up to you. Think about what you think will make a better impression. It should include a picture. It can have more than one if you want, but one big picture might create a stronger impression. It should include persuasive language. So think about the techniques that you learned about at the start of this PowerPoint and the task that you did on the BBC website. It should include details about the journey to Mars. Now, it should include details. You don't necessarily have to include lots and lots and lots of details, probably just a few details on your poster. Your talk that you'll do later will include more details. So think of the most important things that you want to include. Details about living on Mars and the workers needed. Again, include some information, but you don't have to write whole paragraphs here. Think carefully and maybe include a couple of points. You will put more detailed information into your talk when the time comes. And it should also include your mission patch. So your poster, just to remind you, should include a picture, persuasive language, details about the journey to Mars, details about living on Mars and the workers needed, and your mission patch, and you should plan that out on a piece of A4 paper before you carry on and start the actual poster yourself. So here's your final overall task. It says create your poster to be presented to NASA and SpaceX. Remember to cover each part of the design brief. That just means follow all the instructions that you've had so far. Make it colourful and appealing to look at. So try and think about what's going to really make it stand out. Hopefully when we come back to school we can get these up on the wall. And make it easy to read. So don't make your writing too small. Remember, this is a poster, not an essay. It's something that people would have to be able to read from across the room. So choose your most important points to include in the poster. You can go into more detail when you do your talk. So hopefully you're looking forward to completing this task. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you come up with. When you've got all of that done, you can maybe take a picture of your poster and upload it for me to look at. I can't wait. And certainly hold on to them for when we return to school so that we can get them up on the wall. When you're ready and you've got all of this done, you can progress to the next video and that will tell you how to prepare your talk.